So now that we got this thing unboxed and we're gonna, we get a lot of questions from our customers. They say there's a lot of settings on it. How does it work? Does it work during the day? So I'm gonna talk to Gavin. Gavin handles, if you give us a call, you'll probably be talking to him. So right off the bat, I do wanna stress, do not over tighten this. Don't run these bolts in with an impact. This is plastic, use your head if it's cold out. Just go ahead, tighten them down. It takes 9/16 and a 14 millimeter will work to tighten these down. Just snug them down, that's all you gotta do. It doesn't take much to hold them up. So our biggest question we get is, how do I figure this thing out? How do I know that I got my settings right? How do I know? So Gavin, he would be the guy you'd be talking to on the phone. So Gavin, whenever I get this light, I get it out of the box, what do I do to start?
So what I'd recommend is either lay it down on a flat surface like we have it, or you take it to a dark room and just mess around with the remote, get used to how your light works.
Okay, why would you put it on a flat surface? What's the reason for that?
So on the back with the solar panel, we have a photo cell on here where if it detects any sort of light, it will not turn on.
Like
doesn't
a
matter
dusk,
if it's
dusk
inside.
to dawn
Yeah.
sensor. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Now, to turn this thing on, can I just come up, turn it on with the remote, or what do I do?
So to begin using your light, there is a master on and off button that you have to press to automatically turn it on. And then you can turn it on and off with your remote after you do that.
So this switch has to be on before you use the remote. Okay. So during the day, when I'm trying to set this thing, because you're not always out there at night, I want to set this thing on a certain setting. How do I know that it knows it's set?
So whenever you turn it on, it will flash one time to whatever setting you have. So for example, it'll flash like that, now it's at 50%, or if you want it at 100%, it'll flash one time and it'll come to 100%.
So the flash lets me know that this thing is acknowledging the remote. Always make sure your batteries are in the remote and make sure your remote's working properly. When you see that flash, that will let you know that it acknowledged it, okay? So there's a motion sensor on this light also. What is the reasoning for the motion sensor? Why do we need a motion sensor?
So the motion sensor preserves the battery life of the light. So whenever you walk near it, it'll either brighten up or turn on, and whenever you step away from it after an extended period of time, it'll dim down or it'll shut off.
That's good for security too, because if your lights are going bright and dim, especially if you got multiple, something's out there. It might be an animal, it could just something moving. So that gives you an idea. If you can see your container from your yard or whatever, and it also kind of lets them know that, we're keeping some eyes on you. The next thing is, so how long will the battery last in this thing? Will these things go all night? Will they, go half the night? What do they do? How long do they last?
So these will go all night if you have a good sunny day outside. So during the winter, whenever the light isn't as long as the summer days, it probably won't last all night, but it just depends on what settings you have it. So how bright and how dim you have it.
So it's got the settings, so you can cut it down. Let me see, what does that say? How many? We got a 2-hour setting, a 3-hour setting, or a permanent setting. So if I have it on an always setting, it'll just go till it goes dead, correct?
Yes.
So what about the 2-hour setting? What happens at the 2-hour setting? Will it come back on after that 2 hours, or when will it come on again?
So it will shut off after the 2 hours are up. So basically it will shut off until you redo it again.
So the next day it'll come on whenever the sun goes up and down or something. Okay, gotcha. So why does it have on the settings, it's got different settings as far as dimness? So it's got full bright, it's got half, and then it's got plus, minus. Tell me about those.
So essentially, whenever you are using this at night, you can have a super bright setting, or you can have a medium settings, like a 50% setting, to where it'll conserve your battery life while still having some light. So you can turn this way down to where it's super dim, but you still have enough light to see the ground from the light. Or you can have it at 100% and see a lot more, with how bright it is. But it just depends on what you would like.
How you got your settings. So as far as the different settings on here too, whenever this thing is all the way down, as dim as it'll go, it's probably like having a 20-watt light out there by your container. And then whenever you go full bright, that is your 500-watt light. That lights up the area pretty well. A lot of people have multiple of these. A lot of people have shipping yards, shipping container yards, and they just put them all the way down. We do sell them by the 10-pack. Let me see if we got anything else here. I think that's pretty much it. But if you have any questions, give us a call. You'll probably be given to me or Gavin or Jesse. If you have any videos or any questions or ideas or whatever, feel free to get hold of us on it. Like always, we love to see your videos and your pictures, man. Hook us up and we'll hook you up. Thank you.